Hi everybody, I'm Ronnie Smith. I'm Director of Entertainment at Bobby McKey's Dueling Piano Bar. I started playing music when I was about 7 years old. My dad would come home. He had an old Lowry organ in the basement. He'd start playing songs out of a songbook and I'd sit and listen. When he left, or when he went to work the next day, I would sit down and I would start playing those songs on that organ. I didn't know how to read music. I just listened to it, picked it up and started playing exactly what he was playing. So my dad used to take me to these music stores. At that time, these music stores, they were in the malls. There was this one very popular chain called Jordan Kitts Music, and they had all the brand new organs and keyboards and pianos. And of course, we would go in there and we'd do, we'd try all the different models out. Next thing you know, I'm playing their top-of-the-line organ, and there's 50 people behind me in the storefront and out in the mall aisle listening to me play. I was putting on my own concert, pretty much. They were listening to me play, and the owners of the store thought it was great. The best marketing scheme you could ever think of. The 7-year-old kid plays all these songs, and from there, my dad knew he had to get me one of those organs. Now, the funny thing about it is that organ still sits at my dad's house, and he still plays it from time to time. They were so supportive of me, and I probably couldn't have started playing music if it weren't for my mom and dad. So in the early 90s, I was playing in a local band, and we were doing a show at the Virginia Wine Festival. I was approached by an up-and-coming country artist who was in the crowd, happened to see our show, and liked what he heard. He asked me if I'd be interested in touring with him and his touring group. And I checked him out. I was skeptical, but I checked him out and it was pretty good, and I decided I was going to take a chance, and I moved to Nashville. I ended up joining his group and toured the country with him, as well as later on in the 90s I toured with multiple artists, major label, big shows. It was a lot of fun. In the late 90s I returned to the DC area to write, record, and produce my own music. I had a writing partner named Eric Scott. From the catalog of songs that we had written, one was placed in a movie called The Frozen Ground, starring John Cusack and Nicolas Cage. But I wasn't a rock star yet. I was in South Carolina. I walked into a dueling piano bar, played some songs, told some jokes. They called me 2 days later and offered me a job. From there, I met a lot of interesting people. In fact, one guy walked in that was a Billy Joel impersonator, asked me if I'd be interested in being his Elton John in the face-to-face Elton John Billy Joel show. Had a rehearsal, hit it off. The guys in the band, him, great. The show was great. Ended up becoming an Elton John impersonator. So I started traveling a little bit in the dueling piano world. I found my way back here to the DC area. A brand new club was opening. It was called Bobby McKey's. I was very impressed with the ownership, the management, and just the overall presentation that Bobby McKey's had to offer. I accepted a job at Bobby McKey's as one of their entertainers. It wasn't long before I became Director of Entertainment, which is the title I hold today. It's very exciting for me to be a player here at Bobby McKey's. I have the best players around me, the best crowd, the best ownership. It is a lot of fun to get up on that stage and entertain people. For me, music is life, and I'm thankful to have spent a lifetime making music. Come share that with me here at Bobby McKey's. Hope to see you soon.